Hi people, how you guys doing? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It is Sandra here and I am back again with another video, and I really hope this video is going to be like every other we've been getting up on the channel, which is educative, informative, and just a whole shebang. Okay, so today's video, it says that's nonsense. Okay, it says that's nonsense. Activist dismantles woke Muslim movement. Okay, I actually haven't gotten into a lot of activist slash Muslim women's interview or debate. If you guys check out my channel, you'd see that I do a lot of videos like this, but I actually haven't gotten into a whole lot from the Muslim women. It's mostly the men, and I think it's just once, it's just one I did get into. I think it was Douglas Murray and a Muslim woman, which was quite intense. Hence the reason why I want to get into this and just know what approach was used in this video, seeing that this is between an activist and a Muslim woman. Okay, so I would love for you guys to see this video through me, so please do stick around from the very start to the very end. If this is your very first time coming on here, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that this channel is everything you expected it and hoped it to be, so you possibly hit that subscribe button. But yeah, let's just hop right into the
I wonder how many people have actually been affected in Germany by ever seeing anybody in a face veil, because that's something we need to bring back to the UK and actually ask ourselves, why is this such a troubling question? I don't know, have you seen anybody or actually dealt in business with any woman in a veil recently? Is it a major concern for you?
Well, I think it's probably different in London because it's very metropolitan and you come across all sorts of races, nationalities, beliefs and cultures in London.
And what we need to remember over here
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. I have a problem with people telling women how they should dress in order to fit in. I mean, I don't think we can have an equal society whilst telling people you have to be dressing the same and being the same, but we can all work together. There's no
Well,
problem
James
in that.
disagrees, and you disagree. A great many people agree with you and your thoughts. In a national poll, 57% of Brits back the ban. And our own poll this morning, and we've had 7,000 respondents, 83% agree that we should ban the burqa.
OK, well, first of all, I'm not a member of the fashion police, and I mean, I've known Lauren, 20-odd years, and I don't mind how Lauren dresses. It's very nice. I mean, I don't see any difference to anybody else, really, and
She's not
that's
dressing
fine.
for fashion.
Well, she is, really, because that's a very fashionable headscarf she's got. What I object to, and I think what a lot of people object to, the burqa is one thing. I mean, we had that whole discussion about the burkini, which was stupid, wasn't it?
Can we
Really
just make the difference between the burqa and the face veil?
We're talking about the face veil, I think. And there aren't that many people who are completely covered. But if you live in certain parts of Manchester, certain parts of Yorkshire, certain parts of London, there are quite a lot of women who do want to cover up completely apart from their eyes. And I'll tell you why I don't think it's acceptable. Because I would like to know you, and I would like to, if I was living next door to you, I'd want to know your wife. If we were neighbours, we want to get together. You can't in this country, I don't think you can anywhere. I really don't know why anybody would want to keep their face covered. But if you keep your face covered, then that says that you don't really want to have a relationship, you don't really want to know somebody, and that you're only prepared to uncover your face until you know somebody a little better. And I think that's slightly patronising to those people who don't keep themselves.
There'll be a lot of people who obviously will agree with James and will say that if you come to live here, then the way we recognise people, the way we communicate initially is through our eyes and our faces, and so therefore you should integrate with us.
I think that's all very sensible. That's quite right. Of course, that's the way we communicate. However, I wonder how today those few women, and it's not a lot of women, it's a few. You said earlier, I think quite a lot of women, you said in Manchester.
Well, there are areas where a lot of people would be dressed like that.
In proportion to the Muslim community, we have to remember it's something like less than 3 or 4% of Muslim women even choose to wear the veil. How are they feeling this morning? And how am I feeling as a Muslim in this country? Because we feel that you'll be coming for the headscarf next. Well, because this is about, surely, it's about conformity. It's not about sharing ideas at all, James. No, you want to be able to talk to people in your way. that makes you comfortable, but it doesn't matter about the other person being comfortable.
I've got to say the debate comes in the week that a major government review said that segregation amongst British communities is at a worrying level. The Casey report highlighted the plight of women in some Muslim communities who said they were less likely to speak English, more likely to be kept at home. So we're not doing anything, certainly by saying, right, OK, I don't know how you police this, for instance.
I've no idea.
If there is a woman walking down the street, what do? Do you take it off her, in which case then you isolate people even further?
That. I hope nobody would do that. I hope we would get to a situation in this country where people realise that the only way forward, and I think we're friends, aren't we?
We're friends.
And we disagree about religion, but that we talk about other things. I think you have to get to a situation where we have to understand that because somebody wants to follow a particular religion, that is entirely up to them. But when your religion says you can't mix with certain people, you can't do certain things, you can't...
You're making huge presumptions there.
Is this about a religious dress, or is it about the fact that your face is covered? Would you say to a nun walking down the street, and I'm sorry, but that to me is, and you said a costume...
Philip, I'm sorry, but we're not talking about nuns, Philip. We're talking about Muslim community.
Well, no, that's a part of it. What we're talking about is
the face veil. And I think Laura makes an interesting point. It's a very small percentage of Muslims who wear the face veil. And I was talking on my radio show on Talk Radio the other night to an imam who said it's not even part of a Muslim tradition. It's part of a culture that came from a certain area. Is it down
to just trust and security? It makes us frightened.
Yes, I think that's the point. And actually what Angela Merkel said in the end of her speech, she said it's not us, which means that Muslims are now, or people of faith who choose to dress a bit differently, we're not part of the mainstream. We're being told to integrate, but in a very aggressive way. You can't say to someone, look, hang out with female community.
There are quite a lot
which is quite aggressive.
There are quite a lot of women
out.
who become Muslim, as you have, from a completely non-Muslim background. And then they decide that they want to cover up completely for some reason. You might, in a year or so, I hope you don't, you might decide that everybody's so alienated against you and your religion that you want to cover up.
That wouldn't be a reason for covering.
Final point.
Look, we all want a happier society where we can all work together, but uniformity is not equality.
All right, thank you both. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so we did get into that, and like prior to me getting into the video, I wanted to get into this video because I just wanted to see the approach and just really know the head of the conversation. And it is actually in line with the very first interaction I did have with an activist and a Muslim woman, which has to do with the scarf and just the head wrap and all of that. And I still stand by my perception, or rather my opinion, the very first time, which is I don't really feel it should be so much of a big deal, because I see people saying it should be banned. It's like people have a lot of issues around it, and I truly do not see how much of an issue it is, especially in a country that really promotes liberality. I really don't see so much to it. But in that light, going by what she's saying is a bit contradictory, okay? How I say it and what they were talking about, I think they're two different things, because it's seeming like there's some sort of like silent or non-silent segregation from women who dress that way in the society, and she's saying it as something wrong specifically for women who dress that way, women who cover themselves. I'm saying it from a general angle, okay? Me saying, oh, I don't think that they should dictate how or when they put on their scarf and all of that. I'm saying it from a general angle in the sense that you dress the way you want to be addressed, okay? And you don't really get to dictate how people address you based on your outfits, based on how you dress, okay? So if people tend to like segregate you because you're on a scarf, it's not necessarily specific to you because you're a Muslim woman, because the people who dress trashy and people just do not want to associate themselves with them because they feel like they dress trashy. There are people who have a different, like maybe a classy style sense, a classy dress sense, and people want to like approach them, interact with them because they feel like they fit their standards of morality, or they fit their standards of intellect, whatever it is. Okay, so I'm coming from the angle of general. Okay, I'm coming from a general angle, not an angle of specifics, like, oh, this is specific to me because I'm a Muslim woman. No, it is general for everyone. So you dress the way you want to be addressed. Okay, and in a case where you see that people are not really receptive to the whole scarf thing, I feel like a lot of understanding should come from them, because it just means that people are not really, they're not used to, the whole covering of faces. Like, it's just different tradition, different belief, and it's just different, right? And I don't think any party should force the other party, in the sense that if you're not someone who understands why a woman has to cover her face, you shouldn't force her to cover her face, right? Or you shouldn't force her not to cover her face. And if you're a woman who covers her face and all of that, you shouldn't force people who do not see the sense in it to see the sense in it. And if there seems to be like some, she made a statement about how people shouldn't tell people how to dress in order to work or something like that. I mean, there is a level to everything. Even in freedom, there is a level to everything, because life cannot just be out of control. And this is where I come again, speaking against like the specifics of her conversation, or rather her argument, because you see organizations where they have to wear uniforms. That is your dress sense being detected. You see organizations saying you can come formal, you can come corporate. That is also a workplace dictating what you wear, how you wear it to the workplace. Not necessarily saying they want to dictate how you're going to have a dress sense outside the workplace. So I just feel like her argument is a bit flawed, because she wasn't really, she didn't give me a point that I feel like was specific to them, in a sense of oppression, to be honest, because anyhow in any way that she thinks people felt about like them being with scarf, trust me, the people who feel that way about certain other people, even the scarfies as they call them, sorry, I don't know if that's wrong, but even Muslim women who put on scarf, I bet you there's some of them who would look at women who are not like on scarf differently. So I just feel like it should be a judge-free zone in this sense, and it should be a place of acceptance. Okay, to be honest, I need convincing to see why it should be banned. I need convincing. I mean, there could be a lot of like, issues that could come from it, because I mean, people could use it to commit crime, and they wouldn't be suspected because I mean your face is covered and all of that. I get that. And the man making a point of not wanting to interact with people, I mean, it could seem as though, because this person just is trying to like, I don't know. I really, yeah. I mean, yeah. Basically, we did get into this. Obviously, you guys know I would love, 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 love to know what you think about this. Please do engage me down in the comment box. Please do tell me what you think. Yeah, just your thoughts basically. Okay, so thank you all so much for joining me and getting to this very end. I would love to know your thoughts or your take on this. As already stated, please do also give this video a big thumbs up if you did like it, please, because it does help my videos and it honestly just makes me happy. And subscribe to the channel for more amazing content as such. And upon to the very next one, people, let's keep on staying safe and healthy. So bye.